Monkey Butt Radio is not your mama's radio show. We are uncensored, unhealthy, and unapologetic. Consider yourself warned.
No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. We're the renegades in this atomic age. This atomic age of
Live. Thank you for joining us tonight on Monkey Butt Radio. As you can
Psych. Psych.
Live. Hey.
Well, that's the whole point of it. Thanks for joining us tonight on Monkey Butt Radio. We had a few technical issues on going live, but as you can tell, a few things have changed. Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Cox.
He said Cox.
Cox. Plural.
A few things have changed with the show, but like Led Zeppelin said, the song remains the same. On my left is Mikey Biggest. To my far left is Big Mike. Scooter doing the technical wizardry, and according to what everybody calls me, I'm grumpy.
Yeah, because you're not wearing a name tag.
I'm not wearing a name tag.
Nope.
No.
Your
Jens, how's it going?
persona just illustrates that perfectly. Though.
That's right. How's it going?
Shut the fuck up.
I'd say if I was an ass, I'd be sweaty.
Yes.
Super sweaty.
I'm sweating like a fat man in Arizona.
Yep. We're glad to see you back.
That's Big Mike he's referring to.
Yes. Yep.
Yes,
Well-
don't call it a comeback. I've been here for, I don't know, a month or two.
At least an hour.
Right.
Well, coming off of last week's show at the Chop and Walk, we had a great time as usual. Thanks to Ira for joining us and sharing his experiences at the.
A little bit of biggest news in there that refers back to the monastery
The
incident.
Monster, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it was always great to have Amy from Two Gals on the show, and of course Jamie, one of the owners from the Chop and Walk. Congrats to the trophy winners from the bike show last week, and thanks for all who endured the heat.
I am a little disappointed I was going to enter my scoot into the show, but
Conflict of interest.
well, I wouldn't have won. I would have self-administered a trophy to myself, though, for sure.
Shove it up your ass.
Well, only if it had one of those big giant balls, not like a little basketball or a soccer ball or volleyball, but kind of like one of those strongman competitions, the big giant
The
medicine
kettlebells.
Yes,
Kettlebells.
Kettlebells. Oh, okay.
Then you could stick it in my ass. Short of that, don't tease me.
Because that would fit very well. Though.
Snugly. That's right.
Just spit on it.
Put some D's on that.
Pics from last week are up on the website and up on Facebook. Check them out. You can still connect with us the same way by going to monkeybuttradio.com. Check out the new website. It's redone. Monkey Wrench redid the website, so it's good.
And it's still in progress.
Yes.
We're still working on it.
Still working on it. Follow us on Twitter at Monkey Butt Radio and, of course, on Facebook. We got a few upcoming events going along. South Beach Bike Week, Labor Day weekend, southbeachbikeweek.com. Check it out. Monkey Butt Radio is one of the sponsors of this event. You can check out our logo right on their homepage, right on their sponsor page. So
That means it's official.
yes.
Just to let you know, they'll let anybody sponsor that fucking event. Jesus Christ.
But if you're in Florida, if you're anywhere close to South Beach, you got to go Labor Day weekend. It's going to be beautiful weather. It usually is anyway. And beautiful weather means hot chicks in bikinis.
I think just South Beach means hot chicks and bikinis. I don't think the weather has anything to do with it.
Oh, okay. And next week we have a couple members of the Bikers Against Child Abuse, BACA, in studio to talk about their organization and their mission as well.
That's going to be a good show.
Which
Everybody's got to
it
listen
is
to that one.
Kick ass. This is going to be one of the shows that I've been looking forward to quite some time. I'm glad they decided to come on because I think that organization is just kick ass.
Yes.
Personally, there's a very good chance that they will dethrone Matt Brown as my favorite guest. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. It's rare that Grumpy is speechless. So.
Yes.
Yeah, well, dethroning somebody is.
No, he didn't say deep throating.
Oh.
He said dethroning.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
I don't know what you guys did after the show, but I went home.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
But as always, let's start off with biggest news.
Biggest news. This week is a totally selfish biggest news episode because it's all shit about me and the shit I like. No research.
That's not
No-
fucking
no-
news. That's the same shit, different day around here.
Grumpy, do you need a hug?
Yes, I do. I am extremely jealous.
From behind.
No, wait a minute. Wait,
I'm
don't
extremely
say nothing.
jealous.
Don't give it away.
I'm
yet.
not going to give
All
it away.
right.
I'm just
So-
saying you're a fuckwad. That's all I'm
Yes,
going to
I know.
say.
I
He's
know.
just mad because you can see out of both eyes.
Oh, bird.
No, this is my bucket list thing he's doing.
First up, Harley Davidson is teaming up with the Marvel movie franchises once again.
I want to be a superhero.
All right, so Project Livewire, we all know the bike. Alex Chacon did actually the entire Route 66 on the Livewire as a test. So he's kind of he's kind of important when Harley's giving him a prototype bike to just ride around. Hopefully, we're going to have him on the show one of these days.
Yeah, when he gets settled in.
Yeah, exactly.
When he's not riding.
Project Livewire is going to be debuted in the Avengers Age of Ultron movie that's coming out. It's going to be actually the motorcycle ridden by Black Widow, and that's the assassin. So we got a picture up on the screen. Scooter's showing you the bike now. Now, this is not the first Harley Davidson that's been in the movies, in Marvel movie franchises. Captain America Winter Soldier had the Harley 750. That was debuted there. Every other movie, whether it's Cyclops' bike, Wolverine's bike that he gets from the old man that dies, all of those are Harley Davidsons. So Harley Davidson's
The old
a
man
real.
didn't die. He was murdered.
Oh,
But he still died.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead.
Correct.
So the end result is the same.
Just want to throw that out there. That was a nice-ass bike. Just saying.
It was. So anyway, Harley Davidson is keeping up their agreements with the Marvel Universe to get their product out there, and I think that's a very good way for them to get a new audience. Is they're pulling in some of these younger kids that are seeing all these cool bikes that are running around, and I mean, word of mouth is a powerful thing.
Yep.
That's pretty much it on the Harley Davidson stuff. Now we're going to get into the selfish biggest stuff. We have another case of discrimination that goes on with last week's thing about the monastery. This one happened to me personally.
Okay.
This last weekend happened to me personally. Now, if you guys don't know, I consider myself a bladed American.
I thought this was the fucking news.
That's a term. That's a term
Did
that
he say bloated?
No. Well, that too, because I eat a lot of cheese and I'm a little lactose intolerant.
I thought he said filleted.
No. I wish. I am a bladed American. That means I carry a knife with me everywhere I go. An edged tool. It's used for many different purposes, and just about every biker carries a knife. Just about everyone. So this kind of ties into what happened at the monastery.
Got some orange on it.
I was out with the old lady and a couple of friends of ours, and we went to this restaurant for a couple of drinks. I won't name the restaurant, but it rhymes with Moby Queefs. And I'm just, we walked in the
what
door.
that is.
My
It's a big giant whale fucking fart right out of the pussy.
just saying, it rhymes with Moby Queefs. I walk into the establishment, and I carry my blade. Sits right in my pocket. Everybody could see it. We went in there, ran up a significant tab, and then I was approached by the staff of Moby Queefs.
It's the best time to get approached after you've run up the tab.
And after I've already got alcohol in me, so if there's ever going to be an incident with me stabbing somebody in the neck, there's probably going to be alcohol involved. That probably would have been more prudent for them to address it right at the beginning.
Scooter, let's edit that out because I'm not sure how the rest of the story goes, and I would hate for people to find us here.
So the security at Moby Queefs is broken into 3 echelons. That's what I'm guessing, because they have the orange-shirted regulators, and they must regulate because
Regulators!
they must
Mount
regulate because it's printed right on the back of their shirt.
It says regulators?
And yeah, it says regulators
They
right on
protect.
there. And there's about 15 of them. And these are the same guys. You see them walking around and you observe them, and they're just like just like Ron White Illustrated. They're the guys that go home at night, watch Roadhouse, and fondle themselves.
Can't be any geek off the street. You got to be handy with the steel to earn your keep. If you know what I mean.
Nice.
So there's a bunch of those guys. And then there's 3 black-shirted guys, and I call these the earpiece guys because they all got those little Secret Service curly earpieces in there
Why they got to be black?
because they're wearing black shirts. Dude.
Okay, I was just
That's
checking.
it. So they all walk around with this attitude that, I want to be a cop or I want to be in combat or something. They're stuck in that mindset.
A chair-born ranger.
I'm guessing so because I don't think any of them were old enough to actually be in any situation that would require some intestinal fortitude. And then the third one is this is a speculation only, and this is the unseen field marshal. No, and I assume
man behind the bubble.
No, I assume this position exists because the regulators and the earpiece guys were taking themselves so seriously that they have to have some sort of general commanding everything, because that would just legitimize or validate their position.
It's like the movie Independence Day. The brain was in the mothership, and all the drones just acted on its mission.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we're going. This guy comes up to me and he says to me, "Sir, do you have a pocket knife on you?" And the music's blaring, and I'm pointing my ear, and I'm saying,
No, that's my pecker.
What? I don't. I can't hear you. And he comes.
Biggest
up,
was dancing.
Do you? I was, but that's beside the point. There's a little bit of alcohol involved, and I'm always dancing. All right. So he says, "Do you have a pocket knife on you?" And I said, "Sure." And I reached for it, thinking he wants to borrow my pocket knife for something, because that's normally what you fucking do, right? So then all of a sudden, earpiece guy just fucking steps back and squares off on me. And I see the regulators, about 4 of them, start to swarm. And then earpiece guy 2 is attempting to close with, right? So I'm sitting there and earpiece guy says, "Sir, you will need to surrender that knife, and our hostess will hold it in her drawer until you leave, or you'll need to take it out to your car."
That sounds like rape.
And of course, my reaction was, "Oh, you're serious?" And he's like, "Yes, sir." I mean, he's like military. "Yes, sir." And I was like, "Really?" He says, "Yes, sir." I said, "You're not fucking with me, right?" And he says, "No, sir." So, of course, just like I said back at the Chop and Walk, it's the establishment's right. I have to comply with whatever their wishes are. I didn't say I had to make it fucking easy. So he says, "You'll need to surrender that sticker or take it out to your car." So I look at him, and I'm feigning this lividness, and I'm like, "What'd you call me? You can't call me that. Only we can use that word." So now this guy is completely confused, absolutely confused. He doesn't know what to think. And I was like, "No, dude,
Next comes rape.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm going to take it out to my car." So earpiece guy escorts me all the way to the door, 3 paces and 1 to the left. And just like he thinks that's going to actually, if I wanted to cut somebody, that's going to stop me. No. That just enriched my target environment, right? So at the front door, I said, "Should I leave my other weapons in the car too, or just the knife?" So he looks at
Blood
me.
vessels
He looks at
bursting.
me and he said, "You have other weapons?" And of course, I give him the look of, "You just walked into this one, and this is what I do." I give him a slow double bicep.
Regulators, mount up.
Boom.
That gun show.
And I turn around and I walk out. So, needless to say, I am going to...
How many drinks did you have?
Well, there was dinner beforehand, and then there was the hour at Toby Queefs and
Where?
Moby Queefs.
There we go.
Yeah,
Moby
edit that
Queefs.
out. Yeah. Bleep. So, needless to say, I'm going to do what I suggested back at the Chop and Walk, and I'm going to vote my wallet, and I'm not going to go spend my money at Moby Queefs.
Ever again.
Nope, that's it.
You know, we should email Moby Queef himself. And
No, because that's already been an issue. Because
You know, I heard today?
we'll get into that at another time.
I heard that Moby Queef, though, by the way, today was, again, the richest country singer. Moby Queef.
he doesn't have to carry his own weapons.
Well, because he's got all these other,
People hiring him.
he's Secret Servicemen. So.
Okay, one last story.
Well,
here's the final.
they're yelling at us.
I know they're telling us to wrap it up. They can edit this out later, but
But hey, let's change this segment to biggest story times of the news.
no, there is one more bit of news that is very important because it makes Grumpy angry as fuck. And this just
Well, I'm all
makes it
game
awesome.
for that.
Yes.
Turn the volume up.
Bonneville Motorcycle
Can we get a
Speed
close-in?
Trials. Guess which one of the people in this room will be there volunteering on the course,
Grumpy?
starting the vehicles on their runs.
You son of a bitch. How'd you get into there, Grumpy?
Wah, wah. Wrong.
Not you?
No. Poor Grumpy. That would be me. So if you're going up to Bonneville in August 23rd through the 28th, look for me. I'll be on the course somewhere. I don't know if I'll be at starting line or doing the monitoring
he'll
or
be on
anything.
the salt.
I will be out there with Valerie, because Valerie's going to that.
Yeah.
I'll be out there with Fuzzy, and thank you, Fuzzy, for the heads up, because without you, I wouldn't be doing this. I'll be riding up
I'm
there
very
Thursday.
upset at you, Fuzzy.
I'll be riding up there Thursday prior, getting in
and
Friday.
Jody Perowitz.
Jody Pirrett, she's going to be there?
Yes, she will.
Oh, shit. Well, then I'm surrounded by hot chicks. You guys can fuck off.
Oh, give me the. What's her name? Give me the paper with.
No, we got to
the
wrap
girl.
this up.
No, and another girl that's coming too. It's Jacqueline DeWeese. She is local, and she is going to Bonneville to.
She's pinche loco.
Yes, Hellcat Customs is building a
You're getting into my
turbocharged.
FaceTime here. Just hold on.
It's all about biggest.
It's building her a turbocharged, one-of-a-kind Sportster and custom sidecar to try to break the world's land speed record at Bonneville with a sidecar.
I just had a fucking
A
Brain fart?
thought. Yes,
Oh,
thought.
okay.
We need to send him up there with Nugs and see if we can get Nugs in the sidecar.
Oh! Deal. So,
What do
okay,
you think?
Bonneville, August 23rd
Doug's the
through the
fastest monkey
28th.
in the
Come
world.
find me. We will have a good
He
time.
stole my bucket list item.
What, you
Well,
want to ride? You want to ride in a sidecar with a monkey?
And-
No,
I don't
and
understand.
Bonneville.
Oh,
And that is it for biggest news. Thank you.
We'll be back in a couple minutes.
I need a
Scene
break.
one, Apple, take one.
It's not what you think. Hi, I'm Sherry, and I own Stripper Juice.
Stripper Juice. Like the quest for the hottest strippers and the coldest beer, the search for the best motorcycle cleaner and polish on the planet has been a labor of love. Stripper Juice was designed by bikers for bikers, but works just as effectively on all types of surfaces. And no soap or water, please. If it flies, floats, or rolls, Stripper Juice is the only quick detailer you need. Sprays on in a succulent pink foam with a gentle cherry fragrance. Oh, so slick. You'll hardly feel like you're cleaning. But the deep, wet shine left behind lets you know that Stripper Juice gets you off clean, baby. Works best when you're feeling dirty.
Warning, do not eat or drink. Squirt up your nose or any other body orifice. This stuff is flammable. Not responsible for rug burns, blisters, busted knuckles, angry spouses, broken vows, or any other consequences associated with the high cost of living the low life. Works best when you're feeling dirty.
Hi, I'm Officer Judd from the Peoria Police Department Traffic Services Unit. We've teamed up with the Governor's Office of Highway Safety to bring you this important motorcycle tip.
When operating a motorcycle, it is important to be alert and avoid distractions. When approaching intersections, be prepared. In the first scenario, notice how the car fails to yield for the motorcyclist. The motorcyclist quickly uses combination braking, that is both front and rear brakes, and avoids a collision, and then rides off safely. Always scan the roadway ahead with your peripheral vision. Notice in scenario 2 how the motorcyclist avoids running over debris or fluid in the roadway. Remember to always be vigilant when riding and expect the unexpected. Let's not meet on accident. Thank you and ride safe.
Welcome back to Monkey Butt Radio. This segment of our show is brought to you by Square Peg Promos for everything print and for promotional products that fit. Call Square Peg at 602-549-1044 or go to squarepegpromos.com. You know, we've been talking the last couple weeks discrimination. Week before that, we talked about stereotyping. There's one of the words that
Fuck.
yeah.
Balls.
You're
Shit. Piss.
Ball
yeah,
cocksucker.
yeah, Tourette syndrome.
That's a big bitch.
Ass licker.
One of the things that we've been talking about for a while now is the Beneficent biker. And that's kind of the main premise of the show tonight is we want to talk about that because most of the bikers that we know give back to their community, their neighborhoods, to charity organizations, spend time and do that. How you give back, and everybody should give back, how you give back is completely up to you. And that's one thing that we want to all make sure you understand as the listeners and the watchers of the show. How you give back is completely up to you, but you should give back somewhere or another. One of the things that happened last Friday night.
But I just want to clarify. So if James and Adam, if you're listening, giving back isn't by STDs. So herpes, gonorrhea, syphilis, syphilades, that shit don't count. So I just want to clarify because some of our listeners are a little.
You might want to use a wet nap on that thing.
So giving back is, a lot of things, just not those things.
Yes.
Well, James and Adam,
You can keep it, just don't give it back.
That's right. There you go.
Anyway, well, Friday night, Two Gals Events helped promote a really cool event at the Dirty Dog. The Big Bullies Charities, or Big Bullies Rescue, right? Is that who it was? Big Bullies something.
There was alcohol involved that evening, too. So
it was fantastic.
Do you see the trend, folks? But anyway,
Don't judge me.
They had
Don't
a
judge
charity.
me.
It was Christmas in July on Friday night. It was Hawaiian setup and things like that. And there was some really, really cool stuff done. Can you give us a recap of who you arm wrestled with and what you did on the bar?
Oh.
And that skinny bitch whooped his ass.
Apparently. There's pictures, so I can't lie about this.
Well, you can try, but we'll find out.
No, actually, the rescue organization that was there was needing help, like they all do. So the biker community stepped up, and I brought in a bag of food. Everybody else was bringing in treats. Other people were bringing in bags of food. So there was a lot of good stuff that was going on there. After the first couple of drinks, things got a little loose, and I ended up arm wrestling with Santa Claus, which was good.
That's code for, ass play. Just saying.
No, I saw the picture. He's really Santa Claus.
No, really, he sat in his lap, really.
And I had the prestigious chance to be one of 4 men that have ever danced on the bar at the Dirty Dog. One of 4. Biggest, right here.
That's because your tits are as big as the waitresses.
I think I kind of outshone those guys.
He's got nice nipples.
I have to wait to see the pictures because Amy's kind of being stingy with those. But we had a hula hoop contest for the girls. Then they wanted to reciprocate and get the guys up there, and of course, big tough bikers don't want to get up there and do that. So who'd they come to? Their fail safe of the guy who'll do anything when there's alcohol involved. So I got up on the bar and tried to do a little hula hoop.
He was going to call the stage.
I had absolutely no skills whatsoever.
There was no pole involved, so he was lost.
It was horrible.
And he put it over his fucking head, which barely fit. And then it got about around his midriff, and it just stuck there.
And then I undulated.
He stood there and drank a beer and goes, I won that shit.
I owned it like a boss.
Yeah, somebody on Facebook said, man, that had to have been a big fucking hula hoop.
That was Monkey Wrench.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
Like back in the day, your mama's so fat she can hula hoop with the equator.
Nice.
Yo, biggest is so fat.
So it was a good time. A lot of people turned out.
A lot of people were there. The mood was great. It was definitely focused on that charity. It wasn't just a bunch of bikers. The bikers were there to support that charity, and that was very evident.
Do you know? And I pulled the numbers when I did the research for this. Since January 1st of this year, there have been 4,357 biker charity rides and events across the country. 4,357.
Since the beginning of the year.
Since January
so 7
1.
months.
7 months in, 4,357. And we still, the hottest time of the year, and you still have the cold time of the year in the northern states that they didn't do rides. So that's an unbelievable figure. That's all I got to say.
And just think of all the money that was raised for all these causes.
Well, I could cheat and tell you how much that was, but we're going to save that for later.
All right.
Well, here's one of the things that we talked about last year. It was an organization called Bikers Against Drunk Drivers. Okay, and Danny Perkins came on the show, and you guys can go back to the archive show. It was one of the shows in December. We interviewed him when he was getting completely annihilated on social media and on the internet. Cyril Hughes, Mikey wrote an op-ed piece that was.
But that was after the fact.
Yeah.
We gave him a fair shake.
Yes.
We listened to his story, and we gave him the opportunity to prove his case, which he didn't take advantage of.
Yeah. Well, and the reporter from WESH in Orlando actually contacted us a few months back and asked if they can use some of the clip and everything as he was trying to try to do the follow-up. Nothing ever came of it because for some reason, even on the bad website, nothing after October, November is up. I don't understand. If they're going to do things, Daytona, nothing from Daytona. They gave away the Corvette, but I don't know if that was last year or this year.
Well, I didn't fucking win, so who gives a shit?
But it's some of those things that, folks, we talked about it last year. When you're going to give to a charity, how do you sort through all the fluff and choose what you're supposed to support and not support? Every time that we dig into our wallets for our hard-earned money and we support different organizations, we're actually supporting things, whether you support with your wallet or you don't support.
Or you cheat the system and support with your body at the Bonneville Salt Flats when everybody else is piss poor and miserable and you're having a great time and we don't get to do anything fun. And now I'm angry.
So, like Moby Queefs.
I'm awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking awesome.
But like Moby Queefs, you're not going to go back there and support them with your dollars, your hard-earned dollars.
Right.
But he'll spend the shit out of his wives. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So, how do you guys sort through what organizations that you're going to support and not support?
I find the ones that are close to home.
So local?
Like, Catrano's Troop Run. That's a great cause I believe in. So I give money to them. Every time they have one of their Troop Run events, not necessarily car shows or things like that, but the biker events that were at, where was it?
Steel Horse.
Yeah, Steel Horse. I went out to all those, made sure that I had plenty of money to donate to the cause itself, and that's how I do it. I look for the things that I know people are doing it for the right reasons, and if I can't determine whether they are or not, well, that's just I don't give my money to them.
One of the things that's great about you is your generosity. Okay, and I know that you give a lot back to different things, and even through the business, you cut charities deals for no cost, and you don't make any money on things. How do you determine what your money is going to go to? Because I know money is important, to keep your head above water, but you're very generous at the same time. How do you figure that out?
I like to tell you it's a scientific calculation or mathematician, like I'm a wizard of some sort, but to be honest with you, I give almost everybody that comes to me with a true cause that can be verified that it's a true cause. And especially if they're an upstart or an up-and-coming, or it's their first or second, or they're trying to get a first annual off the ground, I will do my best to help them get it off the ground. But in hindsight, what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll just verify that they did what they said they were going to do, that their monies or their checks were cut and sent to the places they said they were going to go. And then I will walk through, hell or high water to help them again, to make sure that they can grow their charitable event next year to do it again. So to me, it's almost like I roll the dice like I would at a casino on any event the first time. But like they say, fuck me once, shame on you. Fuck me twice, shame on me.
I'll cut you a check.
Nice.
So, I mean, I give everybody a fair shake, but what Biggest says, I'm the same way. I like to keep things close to home, things that are verifiable. But even more so than that, like on Vets on Media, when they had their first, their inaugural Memorial Day run, those were friends. Those are people that I know, and I know they're good people. And I know the cause.
Well, you know where their heart's at.
Right.
Exactly.
And so I'm open. I have no problem opening my wallet or my checkbook to something like that when it's that close. It makes it easier. And then on top of that, you get to reap the benefits. You actually get to see the faces that get showered with those gifts.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see the end result because you're so close to the fire. You get invited to after parties or pre-plannings, and you actually get to see how it all turns and unfolds. So I'm even more willing to give my money at that point.
So let me get this. You and knowing you as long as you have, I know that you and Kim give
have sex with farm animals.
Yes. With animals anyway.
That's not illegal here.
They're domesticated.
Is it?
They're definitely
is
domesticated.
that one illegal here?
No. Just shave your hamsters.
But I know that you give back to.
Tuma.
Guys, shut the
I'm
fuck up.
bringing the rubber sheets.
Okay. But I know that you and Kim give a lot, not only financially but time wise, to a lot of animal rescues, and that's one of your.
Well, actually, no. That's a small part of it. We deal with
they're fucking rich.
Salvation Army.
Well, but I'm saying is that's one of the things that I've known you. That's one of the biggest pullers of your heartstrings. Is the
Oh
things
yeah,
with animals.
because I don't like people. I like animals.
I know. But you not only give time, but you give financially as well with a lot of other charities and organizations too. So you do it as as a family.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys figure that out together. Has Kim ever come to you and said, "Okay, I really want to do something for this," and you just say, "Okay," and without even checking into it with your time, or are you concerning or discerning on what you want to give your time to, even though she gives hers?
It all depends on how it comes to us. If it's just something she heard about, I'll vet it myself. But usually what we do is we take advantage of a program she has at work, and I won't say where she works, but through her work,
Christie's Cabaret
they have
visitor evenings.
It's Wednesdays. She says she's at school, but I don't know. but through her work, they have a program where they reach out to these certain organizations, and through the vetting process that they go through, I can make the reasonable assumption that it's good to go. So usually,
like a concierge service for volunteers.
Pretty much. And so when she comes to me with an issue and she says, "Hey, let's do this. Let's go to this organization, and we'll work for 8 hours doing this and getting this ready." No problem. I got no problem. Or she'll say, "Hey, there's an event here. Let's throw them $100, or let's throw them $500. Let's see what is out there. What can we do? As long as it's vetted properly." And I know I have at least a good idea that it's a legit thing. I got no problems.
Because you have to be careful. A lot of these bigger organizations, you come to find out that, their charitable donations equaled $7 million last year, but then you find out that $5.2 million were spent in administrative costs.
Well, that's one of the things with BAD. They brought in a couple million.
Yeah, there's a little more with BAD.
Well, but they brought in a couple million, but only gave out a couple thousand. Or a couple hundred, or whatever.
And you always got to be careful that the administrative branch of that doesn't go and spend it all, buying themselves a house because they need it. They need an operations center.
Right.
Well, one of the things when last time Amy was in studio, I don't remember if she talked about it on the air or not, but she was talking about the Bikers for Boobies that Shelley runs through Scottsdale Harley, and Dirty Dog is a huge supporter.
And I will give my last dime for boobies.
Yes, but it's they
except for unless it's breast cancer.
One.
But listen,
even that one.
Get tired of that shit.
But they give everything back in local too. I mean, they have to. There's certain fees and everything for doing runs and stuff like that. But they were giving out not only grants, but they were giving free mammograms and things like that, which is the whole cause of it. But we're going to be back in about 2, 3.
Whoa, we just start talking about boobies. And
we're going to talk about boobies when we come back.
That's called a teaser.
Yes,
keeps them coming back.
That's called a boner.
Hey, we have to pay for this beer. You know that, right?
It's almost gone.
That's why we have to go to commercials to be able to pay for it.
Can I beg?
Yes. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeehaw! Y'all gotta get some of these monkey butt beers. Tastes like devil's butthole. My little sister cooks it out there in the barn. So staying there free. Nutty.
And there goes Valerie Thompson at the Ohio afternoon down there at the top of the racetrack. 207.5646 miles an hour. 207.5646 miles an hour. Very consistent bike with their mile an hour of each other last year.
This truck is awesome. It's got everything.
What's happening? Just got it today. I was telling Jimmy all about the new features. It's fully loaded. It's got a navigation system, satellite radio.
Yeah, I was listening to that.
It's got a DVD player in the
Stop
front
sign.
and the back.
Hey, baby.
Extended cab.
Yo, man, you better stop.
Rear view camera.
Yo, stop!
Man, I gotta go.
Near train tracks, stay focused, stay alive.
Welcome back to Monkey Butt Radio. Hey, we've been talking about giving back to the local community and giving back as biker charities and things. And we were discussing how we vet out different charities. One of the things that we've all agree on is keeping it local. You know, Two Gals Events is probably one of the larger event planners here in the Valley when it comes to biker events, if not the largest. I talked to Amy today just to kind of go over a few things. You know, over the last 7 years that they've been in business and planning events, they have helped raise over $1 million for the charities they work with.
And that's kick-ass. That's the money they donated.
Yes.
That's what they got delivered to the actual
Yes.
charity. That's not all the administrative cost or anything like that.
Well, that's 7 years, $1 million.
That's impressive as fuck. I think that's kick-ass.
Well, here's something that even more impressed me. Since January 1, they couldn't give me the hard numbers because they didn't have them right
you
there.
weren't hard?
No. They raised between $175,000 and $200,000 in the last 12 months.
That's very respectable. Very respectable.
Almost $250,000 in a year.
Well, by the end of the year, it will be over $250,000.
Yeah.
Because
in
they've
the
got
last-
events going on. For
Yeah,
the
but in
rest
the
of
last
year.
12 months, I mean, and they don't do something every week. And I know the ladies at Two Gals, and Amy in particular, when she goes and tries to develop the relationships and all the girls with Two Gals, they vet themselves as well. So they don't get involved with crappy organizations. So if you're here locally in Phoenix, if you see a Two Gals event, go to it. It's absolutely, they're the ones that we vetted out a lot as well.
But their events are just fun as shit.
Yes.
They're just a good time.
There's a bunch of boobs and motorcycles. I can't go wrong.
Boobs,
They
beer,
do-
and motorcycles.
And they do other things other than
The
just
three
biker
B's.
stuff,
The
right?
3 B's. No, they you know what? They had one of the cool things that they had is they had a fireman auction back in the fall where they raised money for one of the firemen's funds, the Hurt Fireman Fund, and the single firemen were auctioned off. Well, there were also firemen,
Firepersons.
Yes. A female fireman was auctioned off as well, and she was pretty hot. Just want to say that, but it's really cool. They do classical music stuff as well. Raise money for that. They do some really quality stuff
and the risk is already mitigated because they do all the vetting.
Yes.
If they're involved, it's legit.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. We just wanted to kind of wrap up that section there. As far as that, I want you to take a look at this video real quick, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds to go into our next section.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a...
Welcome back once again. We have Monkey Wrench with us.
The new guy.
We got the new guy. Monkey Wrench is with us at the table. We have.
But don't give him any shit because he brought these awesome beers.
Yes, he's the beer wench of the week right now. But one of the things that we're going to try to integrate into the show is a tech tip question. We've had some people come.
Is that throwing a wrench into the works?
Yes.
Whoa! Boom! See how he did that? You guys see how I did that?
You're quick.
So the Monkey Butt tech tip question of the week is out of New Jersey.
Oh wait! Oh shit, Dennis, what'd you fucking do now?
I'm sorry, guys. I got to apologize to Motley Crue. I didn't know that drum tech just got out of rehab, and I didn't know the bitch in the hot tub was his little sister.
Fucking Dennis.
Sash, make sure that Motley Crue knows that Dennis apologizes.
And keep him away from your granddaughter.
Yes. Oh, and definitely. And it's grandson.
No, I didn't want Dennis getting confused.
Either or.
Okay.
I don't think Dennis matters.
And you know what?
Doesn't matter.
And you know what? Maybe Dennis can be. Look at this. If you can see this up close, for those who smoke cigars,
which you probably can't,
Zippos with Monkey Butt Radio logo on them.
And for those of you who
How
smoke pole
badass
like
is
Grumpy,
this?
he still likes a Zippo.
So, how do you like that?
But there was an error in that last commentary because you don't light a cigar with a Zippo lighter.
No?
It taints the taste.
Hey, wait a second. He likes
wooden
taint.
matches. Well, okay, so he will.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Grumpy will smoke your taint with a Zippo lighter.
With a Zippo lighter.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, the tech tip question.
Cigar subliminal for big penis.
Tech tip question of the week is from New Jersey Rider. He says, I have a carbureted 2005 88 cubic inch Fat Boy with 18,000 miles on it. The other day, I let it idle in my driveway, and oil started leaking out around the dipstick. It does this every so often.
Happens to me all the time.
It does this every so often, but really noticeable the other day when it was cold, and the bike was just warming up. The oil, when warm, is not too full. Any suggestions? The oil is synthetic. Well, Brian, you got any idea of what could cause this? You ride a twin cam, so it's.
But don't incriminate yourself. Don't let the female listeners hear about how things drip out of your dipstick when you're cold. I don't
like to talk about it. So
I talk about mine all the time. I'm usually alone though.
It's a short conversation. Sorry, Brian.
Sorry.
So many of the twin cam engines, some as did the early Evo models. The difference is there's like a oil return that comes back to the dipstick tube. So technically what happens is it overflows out of the top. So if you have oil that's cold, it's just going to come out of the top. Might want to wait, check that O-ring, something like that. Maybe look for...
Well, even get a tighter dipstick, too.
Or it's always good
or
to
a
have
tighter O-ring.
Maybe a bigger O-ring.
Yeah.
No. Wait a second. What are we talking about again? You never want a bigger O-ring.
Well, thicker in circumference. Individual, not necessarily bigger.
Thicker.
So it's a snugger fit.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Shoot.
Well, one of the things that New Jersey Rider needs to understand is what's hot. When the weather's a little cooler, run your oil a little bit lower. So it doesn't happen. But when it's hot, hot in New Jersey is not hot in Arizona. So it's all relative. You got to play with it with where you're at.
I've seen that show, The Jersey Shore, and he's right. Shit is not hot in New Jersey. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But Brian, what the components that make up the dipstick and the cap and everything, you got that rubber inch of seal that's got the little flutes on it.
Yeah.
That's going to constrict in colder weather.
Sure, colder
so
weather.
So that's going to allow some sort of leakage. As long as it's not a constant thing, I think it's an environmental issue. That would you concur with that?
Well, you got to remember in New Jersey they can't even pump their own gas.
Yeah. Well, also 2005. That's
But they know
older
how to
bike.
siphon it.
Yeah.
Them
Yeah.
fuckers.
It's a little bit older bike. The rubber may have lost that elasticity.
Mhm.
Pause for joke. No joke.
No.
But so it's probably a little bit smaller than it should be to fit in the hole. It's time to replace it.
That's what she said. Insert joke here.
But bumped.
Well, there you go, New Jersey Rider. There's your tech tip of the week from Monkey Wrench. Now, Big Mike, you have something from the Motorcycle Rights Organization Corner.
Yes, actually, what it is, it's all smoke and mirrors at this point. I'm actually a fucking magician. Because what I'm about to share with you is going to be not only astounding.
He's going to pull something out of his butt. Ta-da!
Might as well go to commercial break. You ruined everything.
It's a hamster.
Oh, cleanly shaven.
With tumors?
Nice.
Yeah, bumpy tumors. They're the best.
All right, there's a growing safety community in Washington, D.C. that's trying to destroy motorcycling as we all know it and love it. They're filling it with a bunch of lies and half-truths. I mean, they're really twisting stories or manipulating stories, statistics to make the whole world feel as if motorcycles are so dangerous that everybody that gets on one's dying. And, of course, I'm paraphrasing, but it's a group of quasi-mixture of government and private safety-driven organizations, including the Center for Auto Safety out there, as well as the Highway Loss Data Institute and the Advocates for Highway and Auto Safety, as well as the Governor's Highway Safety Association. Now, keep those names in mind because there is a feel-good when this is all said and done, for us folks in Arizona at least. All these groups are working really hard to influence our government to enact stricter and tighter and more regulation on anybody on two wheels. They don't care if you ride a Harley, a Honda, a dirt bike. They just really don't care. It could be a Vespa. You're on two wheels, you're evil. They don't care. They don't discriminate. They hate us all the same. And what they're basically trying to claim is that since 2005, motorcycle fatalities in Washington, D.C. have on the uprise, which means that...
Well, it's true, though.
Well, technically, it is true. But what they're not telling you or what they're not sharing with you guys is the fact that the amount of motorcyclists on the road is growing exponentially. So although the number of fatalities are going up, it pales in comparison to the amount of people that are actually enjoying motorcycling as an enthusiast, hardcore, 1% or whatever, to a higher level.
Well, I know part of this came from the Motorcycle Riders Foundation in Washington, D.C., which is kind of the granddaddy of the MROs in D.C. There's some statistics that you brought, and Scooter's going to put it up on the screen so you can actually see between the registrations, the fatalities, and the fatalities for 100,000 registered.
Yeah.
Oh, let's take a moment.
Hey, now.
Go ahead. Continue.
No,
sir.
I was done.
Please.
You were done before we started, but I still let you talk. Just to share, you guys, I don't want to belabor the point. I mean, everybody that's listening obviously is an avid biker, or at least knows people who are and care enough about us. I want to give you guys just a couple of numbers to base our concern basis versus their bitch or their gripe or complaint.
You're basically going to put everything in perspective.
Absolutely. It's going to be cut and dry, black and white. There's going to be no lying, no fooling, no tomfoolery. Maybe a monkey out of the ass or a rabbit out of my crotch, but no other tricks, I promise. What I'm going to share with you is your registrations are per 1,000 registered. So think about this, the statistics. So the year, the amount of registrations, the fatalities, and the fatalities per 100,000 registered. So in 2005, there was roughly 6.2 million people registered in the state of Washington.
And that's the graphic we put up on the screen.
Correct. 4,576 were the fatalities, which is about 73.48%, which doesn't make any sense to me.
No, fatalities per 100,000 registered.
Per 100,000, there we go. If you jump as those years go, look at 2011, 8.4 million, 4,612, 54.66. So it's actually gone down almost full 20% based on the amount of drivers.
20 per 100,000.
Right. It's still 20%.
It's more than 20%.
Right. What I'm saying is 20% per the popular, or per the capita, or per the people in the statistic.
Mm-hmm.
So think about overall 20% of a drop. That just gives you an idea of how popular motorcycling or two-wheeling has become, and how people can skew or twist everything to ruin everyone's perspective, if you will, of what's really happening. They're trying to. It's just like every other lobbyist group. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. The more people that he can get on board and believe this is horrible and they're ruining it and making it unsafe for all your children because people aren't wearing helmets or they have vertical license plates or their handlebars are too high and that's why everyone's dying on the road in two wheels. No, idiots are dying on the road. Sometimes it's the idiots causing the fatality. Just because somebody was on a motorcycle was involved in a fatality doesn't mean they had anything to do with the actual accident itself. So there's a lot of variables to take into consideration. But I do want to bring to everyone's attention, literally, this story just came out on July 28th. The AMSAF, which is the Arizona Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Foundation, announced the award of a $150,000 grant from our governor in regards to motorcycle safety in the state of Arizona.
Thank you, Governor Brewer.
Right. They teamed up with the Arizona Motorcycle Safety Advisory Council and also the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, which are some of those acronyms that I would have shared with you at the beginning of the story. So just as they're being anti-motorcycle in the state of Washington, we are really rallying in the state of Arizona, and we're really getting some good support. And so that $150,000 will go to safety and awareness across the board. It'll be reminding people on the overheads to look twice for motorcycles. It will be help funding the additional weights and balances needed at stoplights so that motorcyclists late at night can trigger lights and arrows, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, the PSA we have with the Peoria police officer that we played towards the beginning of the show was help funded by this.
Yes.
So to put out. So
and
it's,
that, you gotta
it's
remember
one of the
that,
reasons why we support the Governor's Highway Foundation, Safety Foundation type thing is because they actually give back to the causes that need to be given back to.
And so it's just in closing, so I don't beat a dead horse because I ramble sometimes. You got to really pay attention to what people are telling you, especially now it's coming time for elections. You're going to be signing petitions. You're going to be giving people the ability to be on ballots. Just be aware of what they truly stand for. Don't listen to what they're telling you. Do a little digging, a little bit of research, and find out what they were telling everybody 5 years ago or 6 years ago. You know, the flavor of the day. Where do they think their constituency is going to come from, and what lie are they going to tell you this week? So we have to be very careful.
This is really important, and this is something that those motorcyclists here in Arizona, and I know other states do it as well. This past spring, we had Motorcyclist Day at the Dome, where we got to actually go down and meet our state legislators and talk to them face to face, invite them out on the green, and interact with them. I went into my congressman's office and sat down with her and told her some of the concerns that I had about distracted driving because Annie was 15 at the time, getting ready to get her license, and I didn't want teenage drivers. I mean, she follows the laws as much as any teenager would, but she's a good kid, and she doesn't like drivers texting while driving or talking on their phone. And she, even talking on the phone hands free, she tries to do and stay away from people that do that and say, hey, you need to pay attention while you're driving. And told her, look, we need to protect our teenagers from in the wheel of a car because those are the ones that are hitting motorcyclists as well.
And we also have to take into consideration, and people don't want to hear this, especially bikers, but sometimes we're our own worst enemy. You see it all day long, people doing really stupid things on a bike because they think they got the throttle and they think they have control. Doing things like lane splitting. Doing things like...
when it's not legal.
It's not legal. Coming up to a stoplight and what's called lane filtering. I saw it happen again today. A guy in a BMW. I got to an intersection where the furthest right lane is a turn lane only to go right. He got in that right lane, right, by lane filtering, all the way to the front, pulls into that turn lane, and then when the light turned green, he hammers on the gas, goes through the intersection, and merges to the left instead of taking his right. Because he could get away with it. But just because you know what your intentions are doesn't mean everybody else around you does. And had there been a bus that's able to make that right turn only from the other way coming, could have taken that guy out flat. Mm-hmm. And he just causes an incident. And at the end of the day, it's not worth it. But sometimes we don't like to hear the fact that we cause our own fucking accidents. We want to blame texting while driving. Don't get me wrong, those things are real. But we have to sometimes look in the mirror and say, "Hey, what can we be doing?"
On my way over here tonight, I brought DJ's bike over, just to put some miles on. She's
Fat man on a little bike.
Yeah. But her bike is really fun to ride. But coming down Cactus, crossing Scottsdale Road, and I was in the right-hand lane because as soon as you cross Scottsdale, you got to, get ready to turn right. A freaking Porsche SUV made a right-hand turn right in front of me, and I had to go over to the left-hand lane, and then I jumped back and slowed down to wait till he come up next to me. 20 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, and he stayed behind me, still talking on his phone.
What kind of picture were you trying to paint when you had to call it a Porsche SUV? Why couldn't it have just been an SUV? I suppose you're going to tell me it was black.
No, it was actually bright red.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah.
Seeming a little
Because
discriminatory.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Grumpy's not the most objective person. When
I have no filter. This may be pop filter. I have no filter. But, it's Porsches, BMWs, and Lexus are the three major type of car drivers.
Oh, and those fucking Land Rover drivers. Oh, God, those piss me off.
Those yuppity fuckers.
What's that?
It's a zip code problem.
It's a zip code problem. It's a zip code problem.
And if we could just keep them in their own zip code, what happened to segregation?
Where's the fences? Where's our fences, goddammit, Governor?
Big Mike wanted to have this last segment is shit that pisses Grumpy off. It's all you, man.
But I'm not grumpy. You're grumpy.
Well, you're the one who wanted to bring it.
Bring it. You know what shit that pisses me off?
What?
A lot of stuff. You know what pisses me?
You know what grinds my gears?
You know what really gets in my. You know what really gets
a
under
bad
my
clutch.
Goat? Hey, you ready for this? So my lovely girlfriend, she gets confused sometimes, and she tries to be hip and she tries to be cute and kind of funny, and she does shit like the saying, "Get under my skin," or "You're trying to get my goat." Well, she gets all fucking pissed off, and then she puts it all together. And
Gets
she
under
says-
my goat?
She goes, "You get under my goat." And I think that's fucking ridiculous. Goddamn ridiculous. She says stuff like the old saying, "You're just a fucking, bump on a log." She gets all pissed off on Sunday, and she
You're a
goes,
log on a bump.
"You're a lump on a log." And then she says shit like, I'm not joking. One time, it's Christmas time. We're in the fucking parking lot of the fucking mall somewhere. And they got the little security guy coming around, right? He's fucking writing little tickets. He goes, "Well, look at this fucking guy. Who's he think is the parking lot gazpacho?"
What the fuck's a gazpacho?
So
It's a
basically
cold-
what
it's
it
a cold
is.
soup.
Basically what it is
It's like-
you really want to you want to get in on this. You want to be angry. You want to jump into it, but she takes that away from you by making it too funny.
She makes it too funny, and I can't be angry with her.
Yeah, so
that's
you're
shit that-
losing out. So this is basically a selfish issue.
Yeah, this is shit that pisses me off. Like, I actually save these things. I'm not joking. She says one
You
day-
wrote it down?
Yeah.
Holy crap, you wrote it down.
She reminds me. Oh my God. We're watching fucking Karate Kid, and before the part comes up.
Which one? 1, 2, 3, or the next one?
The first one.
Okay.
The only one.
only Karate Kid.
The only.
We
Karate Kid.
we just watched all 4 of them this past weekend.
I don't even consider the other ones to be films.
Well, you have to experience it to know not to watch
No,
it
that's
again.
like gay sex. I don't have to do it to know I don't want it. Okay?
Hey, you were in prison, not me.
So in the beginning, like she tries to
all red now.
She tries to be hip, and she tries to catch up to me. Like she wants to be smarter than me. So she'll say things right before the fucking line where she says, "Johnny, sweep the leg," and so it's quiet. She hits pause, and she looks at me, she goes, "Johnny, sweep the knee." And I go, "Have you seen anybody ever sweep someone's knee, dear?" And she goes, "I don't fucking know."
You know what? I think you should just be more appreciative that she's making the effort. Because all I get when I recite lines in the movies, I just get the stink eye. Yeah. Like, shut up, I'm trying to watch a fucking movie.
Does she say, "Shut the fuck up"?
Sometimes. Sometimes she does. But really, she gets aggravated when I do it. You should just take this on a whole nother view and say, "You know what, Tara? I appreciate you."
Jesus Christ, this is Dr. fucking Phil. You know what really pisses me off? When your fucking hairy Neanderthal friends try to fucking get sensitive to me. That's what pisses me off. And this is one of my favorite ones. She gets pissed off. She's like got road rage, and she says to me, "Those goddamn bluebirds," instead of blue hairs, because she goes snowbird and blue hair, and she goes bluebirds. I think she has a dent in her fucking head. I love her to death, but Jesus Christ and baby Jesus, 8 pounds 6 ounce baby Jesus. He's my favorite baby Jesus. All cuddly there, wrapped up, swaddled.
That's as big as Jesus. Tell you what.
So anyway, those are just a few things that piss me off. Sorry, dear. Let's ride.
Tara, I don't know how the hell you put up with that guy. I really don't. So, well, you know what pisses me off? Us having to go.
Fuck another show in the can, bitches.
Okay. We'll be back next week with Bikers Against Child Abuse. It's a show that you don't want to miss. We'll see you next week.
Peace out. Don't be a dick.
Thank you.